Hello YouTube family, James Green, Short Series Shenanigans. Part number 2 on the plates. I went ahead and got them separated into twos. Okay, and we're going to do some side milling. But first, here's another good one. You guys always hear me talk about my troubles with the post office here where I am at. Again, I'm convinced at this point that my postal delivery person, and I've complained about him repeatedly, he's one of those individuals, he just shouldn't be working for the post office. Case in point, okay, these were made up and mailed out. Okay, I just got these yesterday, okay, which would be the Saturday before. Today's Mother's Day, by the way. I'm out here filming. Yes, I told Mom Happy Mother's Day and all that. So, got this yesterday. Neighbor that walks her dog around the neighborhood, whatever. She knows me at times, you know, she'll be walking her dog late, and, you know, I have dogs, so we talk, blah, blah, blah. She's like, hey, I found this laying on the ground and I recognize the address. Barely, but I could recognize it. So this was actually sent out by the postmark. Brad Jacobs actually mailed these out, because I can make out his address here. But this was mailed out on the 6th of February. March, April, May. Right before Mother's Day. Received it just, well, I'm the one that opened it up. But enough said. I'm convinced of it. I mean, I guess it blew out of his hands. He didn't bother chasing it down. She found it down near one of the drains. And I want, you know, because I'm always losing mail. I continually go on and complain about this guy. He's just, and I know not all the post employees are that way. Mine is just case in point. So, Brad Jacobs, thank you. I know Don Cossett, or no, I'm sorry, not Don Cossett. Randy Richards was the one that actually did these up, because it's got his little thing, his X car. Because I had been seeing them going out, and I thought, well, maybe they're going to give me mine at the bash. They were mailed out. Found in the gutter way down at the other end of the street. The U.S. Postal Service, my delivery guy, boy, karma. That's just, it's laziness, really? Okay, off the soapbox. But so, thank you, Brad, thank you, Randy, even though that just sent me over. I figured I'd throw that out there as a little tidbit for the video. So, back on topic. So, we've got it loaded up. We're going to be using the same end mill. We're just going to go down and, because we were really pushing that, to kind of reiterate from the first video, this is the end mill we're using from Niagara Cutters. Okay, I'll let the camera focus in on it there. I know if I put my hand up, you guys can pull the information. So it is a 3/4, 4-flute, high-speed steel end mill. We were pushing it pretty heavy. The chips, which they're, you know, I've got a lot of them vacuumed up, pretty significant. And it was vibrating, even though I've got it up and had it standing tall, because it was too wide to put in my vise. So we've milled them down to where they're approximately 5.5 inches. It's not a critical dimension. But I am going to go ahead at this point and we're going to side mill everything. And just to make sure we're true, we got them stacked 2. We'll true those up, swap it out, stack these other 2. Again, we're going to see how this end mill side mills now. So let me go ahead and move the camera over here, get you guys in so we can see what we got going on here. And I'll try not to wash it out. Oh, and I looked through the manual again. So on this power feed that I have here, and I got it at All Industrial Tool Supply, it's just a generic, you know, I haven't had any problems with it. Ones that you get on, I got it from All Industrial Tool Supply, working great. So it was running about 2.5 on the speed. I'd have to sit here and You know, I could put well, I guess I need to do that one day and figure the RPM or inches per minute, but so that's about what I was running when I got it up to 3 on the dial, because it goes all the way to 10 or 9 plus. It would start to really lug down, and I didn't want to break anything, but it seemed to be creating a pretty heavy chip, running about an inch, half-inch depth of cut, and about 2.5 to 3 on the dial there, and it was creating some pretty good chips. So now we'll go ahead and move down. These are just going to be some light skim cuts, and I'm using this end mill because we want a smooth finish on the side, and we're going to get rid of all the tool marks. So I'll go ahead and get you guys zoomed in here. Let me get my viewfinder straight, and we'll okay. So now we're not in there yet, everything's tight. Let's go ahead and bring our mill down where we are going to. So essentially we have, these are 2 1/2-inch pieces, and we are actually going to end up fly cutting these. So we are approximately 1 inch thick, just over, but these are going to get fly cut on each side to make sure that because they're just extruded sheet right now. Okay, let me slap that in there. Let me back this off to make sure we're all the way down, pressed. And where is my little knocker? This will work. I have a little brass hammer I use, and we'll make sure that it's pressed down all the way, and we'll get this locked in. And we have a visitor in the shop. And we'll get this done, we'll get this cut, and we'll go ahead and move in here. So now we're in, we're not going to move, we're locked in good. And so we'll go ahead and come in here. Again, we're running 660 RPM. We'll come over here and touch off. Since we're feeding this by hand or Klein milling, just a real light cut, just so we know that we get the same, and we'll make 2 passes. Alright. About 10 thou. Breaking it by hand, getting a good finish. Alright. A little air over here. I made sure my compressor built up while I was off camera so it wouldn't start and run. We're just going to rotate this. What I'm actually do so that we're still the same dimensions, and it's real nice and straight. Out of the way. Same thing, we'll come in here and touch off because I know these aren't exactly even, and these are even on this side over here. Actually, that bottom one's moving a little bit, and that's not good. So get this pressed down just a little more. Where the bottom, yeah, see the bottom one's wanting to move. I don't like that. So what we're going to do, open this back up because you have a little bit difference. We're going to do the old aluminum rod trick here. Get us a piece of, let's see, grab us some 4043. Cut us a chunk here. Go ahead and back this out. So we're going to grab us a piece of aluminum rod here. A couple of them actually. Because they are not what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide them in here. And I'll put two of them. What I'm going to actually do is stand them up. Still even on this back side, and we are. And we're in. And then what I do now, so that they're down out of the way, is I just fold them over. Okay, so that's one way you can do that, so you don't have to worry about things moving. A couple of pieces of the aluminum TIG rod, and we'll come in here and touch off. Same thing. Yeah, my phase converter is trying to give me fits. It'll be replaced soon. You can see that the bottom one is sticking out further than the top, but we are in fact even. Back side, and we're going to feed in, lock my wheel down here. $15,000ths. That should get you up both top and bottom even. Again, there's no critical dimensions as far as these on side to side. We want to get rid of, make sure everything's parallel. Now we know that even though, you know, we had some of these sides that were and weren't, you could see we had to use the trick, but that's handy. That's one of those real quick. I could use a screwy ball. If this was just one piece, I'd come in here and I'd use one of Chuck's screwy balls. But you have two pieces and a little bit of difference in dimensions, so you just go ahead, and now that these sides are equal, same, they should clamp up, but you still have these handy. Slide these out. There we go. So now we rotate, nice and clean underneath. Should, we'll check it first. We'll see if we can get away without using these. Set these over here out of the way. They should clamp up. Notice I say should. Don't want to get carried away. And I can tell somewhat, yeah. That's fine. Okay. And just tap. They're good, so that'll work. What they need, same thing, come in here. sides that we milled standing up. Dialed in 15 thousandths, cleaning up nice. Just do it in a good aggressive. You guys can see how fast I'm turning it here. And there's still plenty of WD-40 all over this thing from a while ago, so. Alright. Next, same thing, wash, rinse, repeat. Holding it real careful so nothing slides out. Which this was some pretty flat material, so it's almost like it like vacuumed itself together, like suctioned together. So make sure that we get everything it's supposed to. And again, I'm still got to fly cut both sides of these plates because we know they're just a mill finish. They're not flat, so that's something we still have to go back and do. And I'll set up my fly cutter, and you guys I'll do a fly cutting video on the aluminum with some of the grinds. So everything's still good. We're still even on this side over here. This is the last side. Just do it like I've done the others, just to make sure. We'll go ahead and dial in 10 and feed back, just so we have the same finish marks all the way around. Again, there was no exact critical dimension. So there we go, nice and smooth. Alright, and so these are going to get fly cut individually now. Yeah, you can see have the, because it's just a mill, and we know that's probably not going to be flat. Come in here with the same setup that we were doing before. And I already know that that's not gonna, I can feel a little bit of a difference here. So we're gonna go straight to the this way. There we go. Trying to drop it down in that little slot in the middle. There we go. That'll get us where we need to be automatically. All right. Wash, rinse, repeat. One of the sides we milled from the top, but we'll go ahead and do just like we did on all the others, just so we kind of have a same dial in 10, so everything's got the same nice smooth. So yeah, impressed with this 3/4 end mill. High-speed steel, it's doing the job. gonna leave, actually, because we're gonna do like we did before. Rotate it straight down. Rather than rotate 90, we'll rotate 180, because we know that these aren't straight. Drop these down in a little opening there. And I'm just feeling to make sure that these are still even on this other side with, you know, sight and finger. And you can tell, you can feel it. And just try to slip just a little bit. That's another good reason to use the WD-40 on flat piece of steel like this, because it creates like a vacuum and they stick together, although they will want to slide a little bit. All right. Yep, we're good. Go back the other way. There's going to be lots of drilling and tapping on this project. Lots of drilling and tapping on this project. I'll get my drilling and tapping head set up. That'll be pretty neat. I'm going to lay it all out, but what I'm going to be doing next is fly cutting, and I'll show you guys. We'll fly cut on camera just because, you know, it's pretty cool stuff. Alright. Just so everybody knows, this is where I'm dropping them down, so these aren't hitting here, they're actually dropping down into this little opening here. And I know that those, because we just milled those, so we don't need these, that'll work. Because I've been needing to make these plates for a while. This was one of those projects that I was actually going to do with my mini mill, and I never got around to it. So right now, while I've got some time to kill, not really, but it's one of those projects I can slide in between everything I've been wanting to do. And I'll go ahead and get you guys up close. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I've been busy with other things, so this affords me an opportunity to showcase these new end mills that Dennis Nolan sent. Working fantastic. Dial in 10. Nice steady feed rate by hand. Alright. So this is going to be pretty neat. I've been wanting to create these plates for a while. They've just been sitting on the sideline of, you know, and having that WD-40, because they are really flat. Like I said, it's really helping hold everything together. It's almost like a suction cup, vacuum sealed, vacuumed together. Make sure we're still even over here on this side. Yep. You don't want to get carried away banging too hard. You know, you don't want to dent the material. You just want to make sure it's seated, and we already have some good machine surfaces on both sides. Yeah. I have to tap the phase converter. I'm going to be getting me a phase converter here in a couple months from American Rotary. Just got to save up for it. Alright, we're already getting a good cut there. And this was one of the ends where we milled in from the top. We used the bottom of the end mill. We'll dial in 10. And that should clean everything up. Again, there was no critical dimension on any of this as far as, you know, the width and the length and all that. Alright. So there you go. Alright, there we go. A little hot over here. So yes, we're going to be doing fly cutting, and I'm going to do each of them individually, but now they're big enough. These are approximately 5.5 inches in diameter, roughly, actually. And again, these are going to be fixture plates. Yeah, they're about 5.5 by 5.5, and it's 1/2 inch aluminum 6061. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my fly cutter that I've showed you guys before, that I've used in woodworking, and we're going to be using a we're actually going to use the same high-speed steel insert. I'm going to touch it, sharpen it up, that I was using for woodworking. So, but the end mill, once again, that I was using for this, the Niagara cutter, here's the information that I was using. So if you guys are curious, that's how that part number performed on aluminum. Watched all the other videos out there of the stuff, and everybody got different things, and I know Dennis has been sent lots of email thank you and different things about you know, this is a very generous gift and greatly appreciated. Giving me a chance to go through and decide, okay, because I do, you know, I like to use a variety of stuff, and for me, if I was to have to buy this stuff, you guys know that you deal with this stuff all the time. That's a significant amount of money. So far, and I've used Niagara stuff in the past. I've you know, been a fan of it, but like everyone else, it's like, okay, well, when you can buy something that doesn't cost as much, or maybe a different brand, because, you know, but given a chance now to go through and pick out what tool I like, what insert, and I know I've got some stuff coming up where I am going to be needing some carbide tooling for working on certain things. It's going to be nice. So I already know, okay, this is what this is, and I like it, and I'll be able to, you know, find out, okay, this is what I need. I want to use that again. It works great. I know there's some stuff in here that's really designed to work with CNC machines, and I don't have that, but still, you know, right here, me and Bridget, we're definitely gonna put it to use, and all I can say is, so far, there you go. It's thanks again, Dennis Nolan, Niagara Tool Cutters and Seco Tooling. We're gonna get set up, and I'm gonna show you guys some fly cutting on the third video for making these fixture plates is what we're going to be making. And I'm going to go through, I'm going to lay them out, and I'm going to determine what size I want to use for these, because some of these I'm not going to make them all. I'm going to make two that require one size faster, because I have a bunch of fasteners down here. So some I'm going to create to where they use the smaller diameter, probably, and I just throw this out there like a 1032 or whatever, and then some others I've got a bunch of 1/420. So I may create one that's for real small, and one for a little bit larger stuff, and we'll see. So there you go. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Again, thank you, Dennis Nolan, and they're at Niagara Cutters and Seco Tooling. Greatly appreciated. Enjoying the product so far. Take care of yourself and take care of family, because remember, at the end of the day, you and your family is all you got. Until next time, you guys be safe. Get out in the shop and make someone. Get ready to watch video 3 here in a little bit. We're going to have it done, and we're going to be doing some fly cutting on aluminum. See you in a little bit. Bye-bye.